Hey, how y'all doing out there? Y'all having a great day? Did you enjoy your weekend? And did you enjoy that last little gasp of sleep you got right before the alarm clock went off this morning on a Monday? Well, I hope all those questions were answered by a big yes. I got to thinking just the other day and logged in World for a little bit, and I started going through my inventory. And what I want to talk to you all about is touch on it just a little bit. You really don't know how much junk you have until you start going through your inventory and start putting down for scenes and whatnot. It's almost like reality in the real world. You never know what you got until you start packing up or unpacking when you reach your new destination. And that kind of mirrors everything. The more and more I explore and go through this thing we call Second Life and interact with some of you all out there, the more and more I see is reflecting the real world more every day. I mean, you got from you, the craziness you encounter from time to time, the really bizarre, and the true beauty in creation. I mean, when you sit there and you walk around some of these Sims, you're really truly in awe of the beauty and the time that these creators have taken to landscape, to build their buildings, everything. And that's why during the week I do these exploring videos that try to show off some of that. I hope y'all really do enjoy the content that we create here at Jatch World and really get to know and flush out your own character in Second Life. And that's another very important thing you need to think about. How you want to flush out your character. What type of character is it going to be when you create one? What type of character did you envision when you first came into Second Life? And comment below if you catch this on a rebroadcast or if you pop in live. Answer the following questions because I'm dying of curiosity. Is your character, is the vision of your character rather, living up to your expectations of what you had when you first came in here? Is it all playing out the way you thought it would? Have your experiences been what you thought they were going to be? Don't ask, huh? Oh, good to see you there, Carlos. Yeah, seriously. I mean, we got to really think about this. And all the years you have seen and created stuff in Second Life, has it really been living up to your expectations? Now, getting back to what I started saying at the very beginning of this live stream, it is really shocking how much you really accumulate throughout the years, whether it be by gifts from people or what you go out there and you buy on your own. Now, I was going to set up a little room in the bedroom area to record a little something later on this week. Now I'm sitting going through my inventory and looking at, I'm pulling out beds, I'm pulling out dressers, I'm pulling out all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, wow, look at all this junk. And it kind of reminded me of when I moved in from one place to the other place. In reality, earlier this year, I'm going with boxing up stuff and unboxing, and I'm like, you really don't realize what you got until you start going through everything. Now, Another little thing you gotta think to yourself. If you knew what you know now, what you knew then, would you have come in Second Life in the first place? That'd be a very interesting question. And I'm dying to hear your all's opinion on it. I mean, it is one of those things that kind of, I don't know, it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't type situation, if you really think about it. Because 9 times out of 10, you wouldn't have met half the people that you have gotten to know. You wouldn't have been through some of the dramas that you probably have gone through. It's just quite interesting. Well, in my situation, yeah, I would have still came in. If I would have known things would have played out like they did, I would have still come in. Yeah, I have to agree with you. It goes back to, I mean, some of the relationships you have cultivated in your time in Second Life, some are very valuable, I'm sure. And, people always come and they go, and the fly by night type of situation here in Second Life. It's supposed to be like a social media type platform, but yet, what's a little troubling with that is when you get into your chat groups and you go out and you go on exploring and you try to interact with people, you get very little participation. And I know a lot of that's got to do with all these trolls that create accounts and then they put this content that they create up on their YouTube channel where they're trying to just barge right into a conversation, whether it be at a club or they go and invade somebody's house. Some of you all like she said, are weird. She probably wouldn't come into Second Life if she would have known what she knows now. But like I said, it's a damn if you do, damn if you don't situation. Because I guarantee you, if you really think about it there, sweetheart, how can you say you probably wouldn't? But because then you would have missed out on the friends and the adventures you had together. I mean, it's really you gotta really sit there and study hard on it. I mean, you really do, and you have to outweigh every little thing because you can't sit there and say your time in Second Life has been all bad. I mean, think about all the concerts you've gone to. If you're a concert goer, all the amazing musicians you've heard, the amazing singers. We're not talking about cover bands where people, which I'm seeing a lot more of that nowadays, where people are dressing up like, use whatever band you want to use as an example, and then they're playing their albums in the background, and they're just standing up on a little pose ball and doing a little dancing, and they're not doing anything. Give me a live performer that has a great voice, musically inclined. Now, I knew this one singer. I met her in here. Her name was Coral. She played her own guitar, wrote her own songs. She was a fabulous singer. She came in Second Life to originally get started, and she fell in love with it. And she sang practically every night for almost a year or so. Then I think she finally got to the point where she was doing it more and more in real life, and she kind of backed away from the whole Second Life situation. But that's my point. That's my point right there. You build something in here, and then if you're really, really good at what you're doing, you can take it out and branch it out into the real world. Same way with relationships, if you're careful. But every single object you find in your inventory, I'm sure has some type of memory behind it. Just like everything you have in your house, or your apartment, or whatever you keep in your car. And that's where, like I said, we go right back to where how Second Life mirrors our reality in our real world. I mean, there is nothing you can do about that. And it can be a good thing, but it can also be a bad one. It just depends on how you look at things, quite honestly. This wasn't going to be that long of a live stream. I was just going to pop on, see how y'all were doing, and go from there. Well, yeah, you build friends, you build some relationships outside of the real world in here, and then take it inside the real world. I mean, I can list a few people that I have met in here that I still stay in contact with out there in the real. Some of them don't even log in Second Life anymore. Oh, well, it seems like it's been a kind of a slow night tonight. So, like I said, the stream's not going to be that long. But, I mean, you got to really think about it. Well, not necessarily. The whole point of this stream wasn't to really talk about your real life relationships versus your second life relationships. It was basically just to talk about it and see how much crap you have built up over the years. I know you're here. I know, just I'm just trying to stay on focus. There's just so much in Second Life you can do and you can say, and you just gotta be really, really careful on what you say and do. Now, here's another little thing I don't want to throw out there to you. Do you ever find yourself missing the old Systems body? I mean, yes, I will say that, the skins are better looking now. But when you're going through all your inventory and you're trying to determine, oh, you don't miss the old System body at all, huh? That's funny. You don't even miss the little outfits you used to be able to wear that you probably can't wear now anymore. You can't tell me that. You can't tell me that you don't. I've seen some of your stuff in your inventory that you break out every now and then. I know you miss some of it. I'm talking about pre-mesh days. Some of the clothes were back in the era before mesh came along. They weren't that bad now, come on. It came right out of the air, is where it came from. Oh No, see, I'm not going to talk about anything at any point in time. You already know this about me, You know me for so long. Sorry, I need a drink. Anyway, now if you look at the old bodies, yeah, the new mesh bodies in today's day and age, yeah, puts it to shame. I will not deny that. But the simplicity of some of the older stuff, in my opinion, is a little bit better than what you got right now in a lot of different ways. I mean, who really wants to sit there and... When you come into Second Life, in my opinion, you come in to do this, that, or the other. You don't come in here to sit down and fiddle with your clothes for about a half an hour to an hour until it looks perfect. I mean, that's what you gotta think about right there. Back in the old day, you could just throw it on and go. But yeah, it does look better. I'm not going to deny that. But don't you miss the simplicity of the old style, though? If you could have, in my opinion, if you could have the simplicity of the old style mixed with the way the new mesh bodies and skins look, you'd be happy. Whole lot happier. Now, that brings me to another very interesting topic. And probably my closing topic. But that's the whole VR situation. I have a friend in the real whose nephew is so engrossed in that VR gaming type hardware that his whole personality started to change. He's no more, he's really quick to snap at you and tell you to go screw off, what have you. Treats the rest of the family like crap. So, let me ask you all out there. Are you even interested in the whole VR world of gaming? And the way they're talking about getting artificial intelligence more involved? Yeah, they were great back in the day. So, what is your take on the whole VR situation? Personally, I think we're relying on technology a little bit too much. We really are. I mean, if you really sit there and think about it, yeah, yeah, it does take you hours to get dressed nowadays. It definitely does. Especially the way you like to fiddle around with your clothes. And the way you complain about your shape every now and then. Oh, my. I'm just giving you a hard time, my dear. We know you love it. But seriously, the whole virtual reality type thing, we're getting further and further away from humanity. The 20 somethings and the teenagers of today, if something happens to technology and we had to go back to living off the land and actually picking up a book, the old style books that you had to open up and hold in your hand while you read, if they ever had to rely on that, they're not going to know what to do with themselves. They're going to be completely lost in that type of world. They really are. Well, I hope you all had a great day and enjoyable weekend. If you, when you pop into this a little later on and you're watching the rebroadcast and you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit that like button, and share with your friends. I'll see you all the next time, and this being Jack Batchin for Jack's World. And you know you want more of it, and you gotta have it. And yeah, I know, so you don't seem to be a big fan of the VR situation, but neither am I, and I really don't think the younger generation is going to survive. Yes, it's very bad for your health. Like I said earlier, a friend of mine's nephew's personality has changed because he is. That's practically all he does. He won't go outside and play anymore. He barks at everybody. He yells at everybody. But hey, what can you do? Alright, on that little note, I am out of here. This has been Jack Batson for Jack's World. Keep it wet, keep it wild. Stay safe out there. I'll see you all in the next one. Have a great day and enjoy the rest of your week. Be on the lookout for more of my exploring videos throughout the week, and I'll see you then. Bye.